Material and tools of rendering. So first is a pencil, graphite pencil. It's used for shading and fine details available in various hardness and grade, which is 2B, 4B, 6B for light to dark tones. Next is a color pencil. It's perfect for adding a vibrant, contrast color into the rendering, layer different and for the depth. And next is a charcoal pencil. It's used for offer to darker tones and make a smooth, rich finish, ideal for creating depth and contrast. Inks and pens is used for micro pens, known for the fine, consistent line, ideal for intricate details or hatching in drawing technique. And next is a brush pen. It's used for over versatility with thicker stroke that can vary based on pressure, useful for both bold and delicate rendering. India ink is the most common use. That is a very high quality ink that provides smooth, consistent lines, often used in conjunction with brush and for detail rendering. Next is a markers. Marker is to be known as an alcohol base that highly priced for the smooth blending and rich, vibrant colors. And next, water-based color marker is used for creating softer water base for blending effect. So marker is has three tone color: warm tone, gray tone, and the cool tones. Watercolor paints. Watercolor paint is for ideal for soft transition layers and gradient, perfect for expressive rendering in landscape or figure drawing in a watercolor paper. So next is a pastel. This is to be known as a soft pastel for the vibrant colors and smooth blending. These are great for the creating atmospheric effect and rich texture. So what pastel color is in rendering technique can produce the impression of reflection colors. So next is oil pastel. This offers more solid opaque finish compared to soft pastel with a creamy blending texture and smoothly. Acrylic paint. Acrylic is used for a more opaque rendering with the ability to work in the layers, adding depth in dimension through the thick or thin application. Next is the airbrush. Airbrush is for the smooth, even blending color and soft gradient often used in digital painting or highly realistic rendering. For airbrush painting technique that used for to give a flat and consistent surface rendering. Next is charcoal. Charcoal has three types of charcoal, which is a fine charcoal for lighter and softer, used for sketching and regular shading. And next is a compressed charcoal. It's for darker and decent, used for rich shadow and deep contrast. And lastly, a charcoal stick can be used for a broader stroke and smudging effect for the rendering technique. Next is a Q-tips, or to be known as a cotton swab. This cotton is used for on the medium for applying paint, such as a plaster or ink on a drawing paper. And next is a flat brush. It's a bit common for people to use it in the rendering technique for the paper. It's used for the broad stroke and washer, perfect for watercolor and acrylic rendering. And powder is made from the minerals and it absorbs moisture well and help reduce friction and making it useful for mixing with soft pastel because it can produce a smoother, more even finish on the drawing technique, especially in rendering. And next is a masking tape. Is used in the painting to cover areas that should not be painted. And the last part is the needle and needle eraser. Moderable eraser for lifting, highlight and cleaning edges. Layer pads are to be known in rendering technique drawing because they are very similar to tracing paper pads. And dry marker paper is suitable for rendering markers or for rendering technique because the paper is thin, smooth, does not absorb ink easily. And lastly, a modern volume paper is a type of tracing paper and is used for a variety of purpose including tracing, technical drawing, plain drawing, and blueprints.
Okay, I will explain about the type of sketching. So introduction sketching. Okay, sketching refers to the process of creating quick freehand drawing to capture idea, which is rough sketches. And sketching focus on the essentials such as shape, proportion, composition, without worrying too much about fine details or finishing. So the difference between sketching and rendering is sketching is a quick way to capture an idea, while rendering is more detailed and realistic representation of an idea. Okay, type of sketching we have a lot, but one of the example is concept sketching. Okay, concept sketching is used in the early stage of design or planning to quickly capture ideas and often rough, spontaneous, and freehand. And it's common in industrial design, architecture, and product development. And second is gesture sketching. What is gesture sketching? Focus on capturing the motion, form, and flow of a subject rather than details. Typically used in figure drawing or action studies. Quick and dynamic, and best movement and posture. Okay, and the third is thumbnail sketching. What is thumbnail sketching? Small, quick sketches used to blend composition or layouts, often employed in design, illustration, and storyboarding. Focus on basic shape, balance, and arrangement. Okay, fourth is analytical or structural sketching. Okay, it's more a subject into basic geometric form, which is like a square, circle, rectangle, triangle, and often used for understanding the construction of object or anatomy, and common in technical drawing and art education. Okay, the last one is rendering sketching. Rendering sketching is more to a bit detailed, include shading, texture, and light effect, and more detailed than basic sketches, and often used for presentation purpose. And combine sketching and illustrative techniques, which is using charcoal for the details.
Next is rendering technique. Rendering is drawing process to making marks to create sound and texture. It is used to make object appear 3D and to show the surface quality of an object. The following the basics rendering technique. First is hatching. Hatching is a rendering technique that uses a surface of closely spaced parallel line or line stroke to create value and texture, tones, and image. Besides this, peak drawing is used by the hatching. And next is close hatching. Close hatching is hatching but with line extending in both directions. And beside this drawing is the using by the close hatching. And next is stippling. Stippling is a rendering technique which use dots to shadows an area when directing an image. And beside this is drawing using by the stippling. And next is scumbling. Scumbling is a rendering technique which use more circle line or circle scribbling line done in a controlled way. And beside this is use the scumbling to drawings. And last is scribbling. Scribbling is a rendering technique which use one continuous line or mark which is made in a random, spontaneous, controlled manner. These lines are used to create value patterns and texture. And beside this is the drawing used by the scribbling. And we done to learn the rendering technique. Next is the color rendering technique. Color rendering technology refer to a series of methods and techniques that make image or words look more real, vivid, or artistically expressive. Tones, the use and processing of color. Following the color rendering, first is layering. Applying multiplied layer of color to build depth and achieve the desired hues in color pencil art. This involve starts with line, color, and gradually edits darkening tones. Next is varnishing. Applying heavy pressures with a light colored pencil over layered color to create a polished painterly effects. Next is blending, smoothly merging different color to create gradients or soft transitions. This can be passive use blending tools, finger or specific brush in digital art. Next is glazing, apply a transparent layer and color over a direct layer to adjust the hue and create luminosity. And next is hatching and cross hatching. Use closely spaced parallel line or intersecting line to build up color and value, adding texture and depth. And last is scumbling. Apply a layer of broken, speckled, or stacked color over another to create texture and nuanced color variations.
And I will talk about the background of rendering. So basically, rendering is a technique that creates illusions of a drawing or a painting to look more realistic by applying details like light, shadow, textures, and colors. For example, drawing an apple as a flat circle, then adding shadows or light to create depth and volumes. Rendering has been developed ever since during the Renaissance with artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. They have been studying the effects of lights on objects and the human body. They use techniques that call as chiaroscuro, which is the art of light. So why is rendering important in art? First, rendering conveys realism and depth. One of the primary objectives of rendering in art is to make a sense of realism. Artists can depict three-dimensional objects on a two-dimensional surface through different techniques, such as employing shading, perspective, and color theory to offer the illusions of depth. It also can enhance emotional impact. Rendering in art is also a robust tool for expressing emotions. The way an artist decides to render a subject can prompt detailed feelings in the viewer. Lastly, it's a narrative and conceptual expression. Rendering plays an important part in storytelling within art. The rendering style can highlight various elements of a narrative, influencing how the audience analyzes the work. For the conclusion, rendering is an important process that improves the visual quality and emotional influence of artworks. In rendered services, as these artists can understand the techniques such as applying depth, textures, and light, creating realistic representations, and resonate with viewers by mastering rendering approaches. The prospect for rendering will expand, enabling artists to explore new frontiers in creativity as technology continues to advance.